I'll tell you something. One thing that really worries international students in the US, one problem that most international students in the US face is fear. From what I've seen, in my opinion, and from my observation, I've realized that most international students in the US have this sort of fear. I don't know where the fear comes from. It's like they have this fear of the unknown, like they are scared that they'll get into trouble and stuff. So they are unable to, unlock their full potential, or they are unable to utilize the opportunities that are in the US. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys 3 to 6 things that you can do as an international student, legal things that are legal that you can do as an international student. Some can even make you money, some can open doors for you and stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So the first thing that most people think you cannot get as an international student is your driver's license, which I wouldn't explain much because I'm driving. I've been driving for some time now. I got my driver's license in West Virginia for $7. So the process is you take an instruction permit, and when you pass in West Virginia, every state is different. In West Virginia, you take the instruction permit and then you pass. It's like 25 questions and you have to get 19 correct. So you pass the test. You take it either online or in person. You pass the test, they give you a temporary permit, and after 30 days you can go and take the road test, which you just have to parallel park and then drive around and all that. So when you pass, you get a driver's license. You get a driver's license and then you can, get your car and insurance and stuff. But when in my situation where I moved from that West Virginia to the States, I just had to transfer my driver's license to this state. So I went to the DMV in this state and they gave me a new license. They took the West Virginia one and then they gave me a new driver's license, right? So as an international student, you can get a driver's license. And yeah, you can use your driver's license in place of your passport. You wouldn't want to be carrying your passport everywhere you go, so you would need to get a driver's license, or worst case scenario, a state ID if you cannot get the driver's license yet. So you should get a driver's license or a state ID. It's like in the US, when they ask for an ID, it's your driver's license they are referring to. So you don't want to be carrying your passport around, ID. You need your driver's license. So as an international student, you can get a driver's license. Speaking of driver's license as a form of identification, another thing you can do freely with zero restriction as an international student is travel. I get this a lot. I'm always traveling, and it's funny how most of the times when I travel, I don't even spend more than $100. I could board a plane and I'll not even spend $80. But people will think, oh, it's expensive. You have money, you are rich. Traveling is so expensive in America. You can get a plane tickets to Florida for $45 and come back. Flight is like, it's like a mode of transportation in America. In Canada, it's very expensive traveling by air. But in the US, when you get a $50 ticket, maybe you book the ticket 3 months in advance, 2 months in advance, when holidays are coming up. Flights are very, very cheap. So as an international student, no one limits you. No one asks you. No one even knows that you're an international student. They will just see you and they'll be like, oh, no. You have your driver's license. They don't write on it international student. So no one knows you're international. Unless you even tell someone. For me, when I'm in class, people ask me, am I from this state? Am I from this county? And I'm like, no, I'm international, before they get to know. So you can travel unlimited. You can travel outside the US and come back. You are not a citizen of the US. They cannot restrict you. They cannot tell you that don't travel because you are schooling here. No. As a matter of fact, when you're on a visa, it's very easy to get, visas to other countries because they know you are schooling in the US. So you have like a ties here. So you can always travel anywhere you want to go. You can apply for your Canadian visa, UK visa, and travel and do whatever you want to do. Speaking of doing whatever you want to do, you can actually invest in the US as an international student. So you cannot work and get money, right? I'll come to how to work as an international student, but you cannot work and make money. Working means like you find a job and you get paid and stuff. But then buying stocks and investing into S&P 500 and all those things, it's a very great way to make money. I don't believe in stocks that much. I don't see stocks to be like a serious passive income or stream of income, but it's something that you can do, which you think you cannot. But if you're into stock trading and stuff, you can be doing stocks and stuff. But then I think there are some restrictions on it, but I'll just leave the link to the article. But you can invest in stocks and stuff. I have this friend of mine, he's a very smart person. He got a student loan, right, to pay for his school fees, and the loan asked him to pay $25 every month for towards the loan. So what he did is he took extra $2,000 off the loan, and then he invested, I think, $1,000 or $1,500 into, I think, one of the stocks. I don't really know much about the stocks. I think S&P 500, those stock stuff. And every month he makes, I think, $45 from that stock. $45 every month. He puts just $25 worth back to the loan. So technically the loans the stock market is the stock that he invested in is paying back the loans for him. You can do that. So if you get a loan and you have like extra money surplus, you can invest into stocks. You can also invest into real estate. And it's interesting because most people do not know this, but investing into real estate, you don't even need money to get into real estate in the US. You don't need money to be like a professional real estate guru or something. This is how you can invest into real estate with zero money, absolutely zero money. So let's say you live off campus and you find a place that someone wants to rent. Let's say 3-bedroom. He's looking for 3 people to occupy the place. You can quickly get a room and tell him that, oh, you're a student, you want to rent the place, while you help him find other people get a room. So let's say he rents the room out to you for $500. Perfect. Take the offer, $500. Now he thought that he's looking for 2 other people. And then you tell him that, oh, you would find the people for him, so he shouldn't stress. That you told the landlord you find people for him, you shouldn't stress. And then you promote the 2 rooms, market it, look for roommates, but you told them that the room is $800 a month. All right, so this is it. So you get 3 rooms going for rent. You rent 1 room, and then you tell the 2 other people that the room is $800 a month. You make sure that the room looks very, very presentable, in the sense that if, let's say, the room comes with free amenities, tell them that the room comes with free laundry, free this, free that, but it's all included, so it's $800 firm, and people are willing to come. So they should give you feedback by close of today. So when they rent it out for $800, you will be like the leaseholder. You get it. If they say the leaseholder, you are the one who got the room first. You take the $800, 8 plus 8, 16, and then you pay the landlord the 500 he was charging, and then you keep the balance. Technically, they are paying your rent for you. They don't know. So that is how you can get into real estate over here. It's not work, it's investment. You are not working technically. Now I promise to tell you guys how to work legally in the US. You normally hear things like work authorization. Now, as an international student, you qualify for the work authorization card. So the work authorization allows you to work off campus legally, and people do not know this, but as an international student, you can apply for work authorization anytime. You are not limited to applying for work authorization only for CPT or OPT. OPT is after school, and CPT is while in school, internship and stuff. You can apply for work authorization in 3 different categories. Number 1, economic hardship work authorization. So let's say when you came to the US, unforeseen circumstances has made your source of income cut. Let's say your dad was the one going to sponsor you, and God forbid he died. You can use that as a proof to get a work authorization, so that they allow you to, work off campus and then raise money to pay for your school fees, because your source of income it's no more. Another thing that you can use to apply for the work authorization is how do we call it? Is it the currency fluctuation? So I had this international student friend. He didn't want to come on there and explain the whole situation, so he told me, but he said he used the depreciating of the cedi. So the cedi has depreciated drastically. So he went and he made a lawyer apply. I think the lawyers didn't really charge much. So you go then you let them know that because of the dollar to cedi rates, it's like your parents are not able to sponsor, and there are so many evidence. As of 2018, the cedi was, I think, $1 was to, I think, 6 cedis or 8 cedis. I don't remember. But right now, $1 is to 15 cedis. So you can use all these things as evidence that the cedi to the dollar has depreciated. So it's not allowing your sponsor be able to, pay for your fees like they would have. So it's preventing you from, getting the financial support that you need. So yeah, this is another thing that you can use as a reason to apply for work authorization. So you can get the work authorization card. Hopefully you get approved and you're allowed to work off campus legally. So yeah, these are some of the things that you can do as an international student. You can also get internships, obviously. I've mentioned it so many times. You can also get involved into organizations off campus and volunteer off campus. And that is what I would advise every international student to get into. Get into some active NGO around. Like when you find an NGO that is maybe into humanitarian services, they are helping people who are less privileged and stuff. Help them, volunteer for them, but they wouldn't pay you. It's a volunteer. Even if they pay you, it's illegal. So you volunteer for them. What you are doing is you are building your resume. Don't say because I'm not allowed to work off campus, I'm going to let my resume be empty. Get these volunteering opportunities. You see an NGO looking for people to volunteer for free, do it, put it on your resume. In future, when you're applying for internships, it's easy because you need that experience from America. When you come here with your Ghana resume or your Nigeria resume with your compound cleaner as a skill, or maybe hall prefect or school prefects, those things don't buy here. But when you come here and then you put those things aside and you volunteer for, let's say, so and so dog shelter homes, it's on your resume. You volunteered for so and so association for humanity. It's on your resume. They know that you've had that volunteering experience. You have had that work experience in the US. So it makes the opportunities broad for you. So come here. Don't let anything limit you. Just don't get into trouble. When you come here, just explore, be open-minded, be friends with a lot of people, have a lot of international friends, because don't come here with the goal of, oh, I'm just coming to school. Come here with the mindset that I'm building my future, so I'm connecting with people who have potential of becoming someone tomorrow, and they are going to be helping me one way or the other. So come here with the open mind. Also always look for opportunities around. I'm telling you, always seek for opportunities, try and find opportunities, network with people, go for events. No one will arrest you and be like, hey, you're an international student. That is the perception people have back home, right? People have this perception that, oh, when you're working, they'll hold you and they'll ask you, especially in this Trump era, they'll hold you and they ask you, where's your passport? Like, who does this? Who carries their passport around? No one does this. No one will ever. I'm always walking in front of policemen. Police will stop you. They've stopped me once, sorry. They'll stop you, and then they never asked me what is my status here. Never. They just asked me my driver's license and stuff. So basically, you can do so many things. Just don't work illegally to make money. You can also start a business. I wouldn't talk much about starting the business because I've not really studied about it, but you can get an LLC. An LLC is a document that allows you to work to start a business in the US. You can start a business in Ghana. The goal is to not make money in the US, but don't make money in the US legally. So illegally means you are working in the US. So let's say you start a company that is based in the US, you are working illegally. But when you have the business in Ghana, maybe you are an influencer in Ghana, you are being paid in Ghana, it's like, it's not illegal. You are not working off campus, right? So you can do all these things. I always advise people to get a skill that would pay you online, like these online skills you can sell. And then, yeah. So hopefully that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I was supposed to say this, let me add it. Yeah, so one thing is, this video is messed up. I'm sorry that it's messed up, but one thing is, the reason why most people possess these kind of fears, like don't do this, don't do that, you can't do this, is the kind of friends that they hang around with. I realize that the less friends that I have, I'm not saying that I don't have friends, but the less friends I have, the less drama that I have. Now, some years when I came here first, I had a lot of friends, you know, I spoke to a lot of people, and I realized that most of them didn't do me much good than they were always scaring me. You know, I'm the type that is always on the move and adventurous. I'm always seeking for opportunities. But you know, some international students are always talking about fear. You they do and let them arrest you. It's like, and those things are very toxic. It hurts when you are pursuing something that is not illegal, but then people are just using their fear, imposing their fears on you. It hurts so much. It's very painful. So don't have if you have a friend who is always discouraging you, scaring you with immigration laws, please cut them off. They will not do any good to you. Have friends who are always going to challenge you that, bro, you can do this. Once we use the right channel, once we use the right channel, we do the right thing, we research well, you'll be fine. Don't let people discourage you that you be careful, they will arrest you, like those kind of demonic voices that they've been speaking to you with. So guys, that is the lecture I want to share with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.